Hey there! We all live inside this incredible, complex, and, let's be honest, kind of weird machine called the human body. But how much do you really know about it? Well, think of this as the official owner's guide you never knew you needed.
So let's just jump right in with a huge question. What are you actually made of? I mean, really? We're about to go on a wild ride, starting from the absolute tiniest building blocks and zooming all the way out to the person you see in the mirror every day.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the two most important rules for understanding how your body works. Then, we'll see how it's all put together, piece by piece. After that, we'll meet all the major teams or systems that keep you running. We'll dive deep inside a single cell and wrap it all up with the amazing secret of how this whole thing stays in perfect balance.
Okay, first things first. To really get a grip on how your body works, you've got to understand these two core ideas. They are the absolute rules of the game.
So on one hand, you've got anatomy. Think of this as the what. It's like the blueprint of a house. It tells you where the walls are, where the pipes go, what everything is made of. Then you have physiology. That's the how. It's about how the electricity flows, how the water pumps, how all those parts actually work. So anatomy is knowing your heart has 4 chambers. Physiology is understanding how those chambers work together to pump blood through your entire body.
And here is the most important takeaway, the thing you absolutely have to remember. The two are completely linked. You can't have one without the other. The way something is built, its structure, literally determines what it can do, its function. It's no accident the lungs are made of tiny, thin air sacs. That structure is perfect for exchanging gases. Structure enables function.
All right, now let's see how this all stacks up. We're going to start at the absolute bottom with the smallest parts imaginable and build our way all the way up to, well, you.
The best way to think about this is like building a massive skyscraper. You start at the chemical level, with atoms and molecules. These are your nuts, bolts, and raw materials. Those materials get assembled into the machinery for the building, the organelles, which live inside the individual rooms, or our cells. A bunch of similar rooms on one level make up a whole floor, which is our tissue. You stack different kinds of floors together for a specific purpose, and boom, you've got an organ, like the plumbing department or the electrical hub. All of those departments work together as an organ system. And finally, when all the systems are online and working together, you have the finished skyscraper, the whole organism. You.
So speaking of those systems, let's meet the team. There are 11 major organ systems in your body. Think of this as a quick meet and greet with your internal all-star roster. Each one has a critical job to do. First up, we've got the systems that give you shape and let you move. That's the integumentary system, your skin, basically your body's armor. Then there's the skeletal system, which is your internal framework, your scaffolding. And of course, the muscular system, which is the engine that not only moves that framework, but also generates a ton of your body heat.
Next, let's look at your command and control systems. The nervous system? That's your body's high-speed internet, zapping electrical signals everywhere in an instant. The endocrine system is more like the postal service, sending chemical messengers called hormones to deliver instructions that take a little longer. And the circulatory system is the highway network, with the heart acting as the central pump, pushing blood through vessels to deliver supplies everywhere.
And you can't forget the maintenance crews. The lymphatic system is your personal security force and cleanup crew, fighting invaders and getting rid of junk. The respiratory system handles gas exchange, bringing in the good stuff, oxygen, and kicking out the bad stuff, CO2. And the digestive system, that's your power plant, breaking down food and turning it into the fuel you need to live.
And rounding out our team, we have the urinary system, which is this incredibly sophisticated water purification plant, filtering waste out of your blood. And last but not least, the reproductive system, which is responsible for the mind-blowing process of making more humans. All these players working together 24/7.
Okay, we've seen the big picture, the skyscraper. Now, let's take the elevator all the way back down to a single room and see what's going on inside. Let's talk about the fundamental unit of life itself, the cell.
No matter what kind of cell we're talking about, it's going to have 3 main parts. You've got the cell membrane, which is like a security guard at the door, controlling everything that comes in and out. Then there's the cytoplasm, this jelly-like stuff that fills the cell, where all the action happens. And right in the middle, you have the nucleus. That's the head office, the control center for the whole operation.
Now, floating around in that cytoplasm is a whole bunch of tiny little structures called organelles. They're like miniature organs for the cell, each with a very specific job.
You've got the mitochondria, which are the power plants cranking out energy. The ribosomes are the little factories building proteins. And you've got lysosomes, which are the cell's recycling and waste disposal crew. It's a bustling city in every single cell.
So, after all that, what is this tiny city, this cell, actually made of? Get this. Every single one of your trillions of cells is about 75% water. Yep, just water. The other 25% is the amazing mix of proteins, fats, and other chemicals that actually makes life happen. But at your core, you are mostly H2O.
So how do trillions of these tiny, water-filled cities and 11 huge complex systems all work together without everything just falling apart? Well, that brings us to the single most important concept in all of physiology, the grand unifying theory of you.
And that concept is called homeostasis. It's a fancy word for a simple idea. Your body's main goal is to keep everything on the inside stable and balanced, no matter how crazy things get on the outside. It doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees or below freezing outside. Your body is constantly making tiny adjustments to keep its internal world just right. Now, how does it do this? Mostly through something called feedback loops. The most common kind is a negative feedback loop. That's when your body senses a change and works to reverse it. So when you get too hot, your body triggers sweating to bring your temperature back down to normal. It shuts off the original stimulus. But sometimes, very rarely, your body uses positive feedback which amplifies a change. The classic example is childbirth. A contraction starts, which releases a hormone, which causes an even stronger contraction, and so on, pushing the process forward until the baby is born. It's this constant, beautiful balancing act.
So when you really stop and think about it, from a single atom to a cell to the 11 systems, all working together in this incredible self-regulating dance, it's just amazing. So we'll leave you with the question to chew on. With trillions upon trillions of individual parts all working in perfect harmony, what does that really tell us about the profound nature of life itself?